Okay guys, I'm home from the ATA and I just wanted to kind of show, and I could be wrong, okay, but I kind of wanted to show what I think Oneida has actually done with their new end cap. So this is one of the plastic end caps that Oneida has put on their bows for years, and as you can see underneath here, there's not a whole lot of tapering to the back of the end cap, and from the top of the radius to the back of the end cap is very short. And I have one that's off a bow so we can look at it. Okay, so on this old dirty plastic end cap, if you look at that, and hopefully the light's catching it just right, right here on this end cap, see how this has a little different texture to it. This side over here is flat. The whole inside of this contour is flat, okay, and from here back has a slight radius to it. That way it doesn't put a sharp point on the bottom of the limb. Now what that does, if you turn this up on its side and you draw that line from here straight down, okay, that puts that pivot point right on the back side of the pivot bar, right on the back side of it too. So there is not a whole lot of pressure on the front of this holding this up. Accompany that with the radius on these plastic end caps and a slightly bigger pivot bar on bows that are dipped instead of painted, and that's where your problem has occurred. So what Oneida has done, and what I believe to be, I'm still comparing pictures, but they did not change the geometry from the limb bolt to the pivot bar. Is still exactly the same, but what they have done is they have elongated the flat part, okay. I'm not for sure on dimensions, but let's say they've elongated it 1/8 of an inch, 3/16 of an inch, maybe even 1/4 of an inch. Now what that does is puts more pressure on the back side of this pivot bar, and it also puts more pressure on the front of the limb pocket going upwards, okay. It's a basic fulcrum, and if you look at this like a basic fulcrum, you're going to have a lot more pressure going up this way if you move the fulcrum, elongate this end. So by elongating this end and creating more of a taper back here and less up here, you're going to have a lot more pressure on the front of the end cap. This is how Oneida has increased the reliability of their end cap without going to a fully enclosed end cap. For everybody out there, just go ahead and say thank you for fixing this right here.
Hey, I was facing the same issues too. I don't fish as much as anybody out there. We all face that issue, but it's done now. We put it to bed.
Yep. There you go, guys. Thanks for watching.
Come get one.
Yep.
Thanks,
buddy. Great thanks to John Paul.